Going on? It's Terrell, Hall of Fame, D-Line, Tbkc, all that other good stuff. I'm just going live for a second. I've been busy as shit, so I just wanted to jump on. I got some good ones that I'm gonna upload later on tonight, talking about some history of the American Bully, how things came about. But I do want to jump on here and do this one right now. A lot of people are confused about showing dogs, and I'm gonna try to make it as simple as I can make it. What's going on, Minnie? Lou, what's going on, man? Um, you have to understand this, and I don't. What's going on, Brandon? Irwin, Fernando. I I tell you what, what's going on, Bobby? And yes, I shout out everybody at the beginning, but I tell you, understand this. And we keep hearing wow factor, and we keep hearing all these things. Uh, Brandon silly. 16 years, a long time. What's going on, TNT? In the ring, Steve Jackson. In the ring, this is it. You know, we don't have the boxer yet, Brandon. We not yet. Maybe one day, but we don't have it yet. But in the ring, right? This is something that we have to understand. What we are. Oh yeah, I'm actually going to breed her again today, Fernando. Just just to make sure she's been bred like 5 times now. But what we have to understand is this. Um, we have to learn our standards very well. And I'm not judging a lot this year, but I'll tell you the truth about me judging is this. When I'm judging, I'm not really judging your dogs against dogs. Let's put it that way. Because there are features with these breeds that I like, that might not be to the standard, Sometimes you'll see a dog that's very, very robust, just big dog, and it doesn't fit in the standard properly. With that being said, uh, sometimes you'll see a dog that's in a class, and he might be overly bully. He might have little issues that would make him not fit the standard quite as well as another dog. And I've talked about this on other videos, but so people don't. Happy New Year's, Brian. So people don't get upset when they're in our ring. You get an understanding of this. We are judging your dog strictly against the standard. Our judges' jobs are only to make sure that your dog has the ability to match the standard. That's it. You know, that's it. Some people think that you looking at a dog, oh, the wow factor. And this is why we have a problem, when certain dogs are broke down. Now, I would say Shamrock is a good example of that. I've seen Shamrock on videos and stuff, and I've seen the dog. I'm like, wow, that's a badass dog because you look at him, and he's just a big, impressive dog. But that's just me as a dog person looking at the dog and saying, okay, that's a badass dog. Now, when I have to put on my judge's glasses, I have to see the flaws that are in the dog. The certain things that don't line up right, the conformational issues. That's a difference because those conformational issues are what I'm judging against the standard, not my own personal preference, not how much bullier he is than the next dog to him. You can have a dog that meets the bare limits of what it is to be a bully. You know, I know who you is, Tony. I don't know. I was looking up, but I tell you what, we got Jesus Christ on the damn. But I tell you what, this is something that our community has. What's going on, Nate? Our community has to adjust to this a lot. Is because this is the thing. Don't keep looking at your dog compared to other dogs. Learn the standard very well and go to that. This year we'll be paying some sketch artists to do better sketches of the standard. But all we are judging your dog against is the standard, and that's why sometimes you'll see us pull ribbons. Where I've actually kicked a couple dogs out the ring, and so has John already. And it's if your dog doesn't meet the standard, I don't care how other people like the dog, or I might even personally like the dog as far as just being a dog. But what's going on, NOE? But at the end of the day, what we have to do is we have to get strictly to the standard. I'm judging your dog on angulation. I'm judging your dog on top lines. I'm judging your dog on how tight the feet are, how straight the legs are. Are the legs evenly placed up under the dog? Is the bite good? I'm judging because I personally, and that's where preference comes in. The almond shaped eye is the desirable eye, not a circular eye. That's a bulldog eye. I'm judging on the how much of a head is bully. And what I mean by that is some dogs have a bulldog head. Some dogs have, if you just put ears on them, it looks like an English bulldog or it looks like an American bulldog. Well, I tell you what's going on, Keith? I got to hit you up. But at the end of the day, what it boils down to is I'm judging strictly against what's written that this dog should be. And if we have 30 dogs in the ring and none of those dogs qualify to say, you know what, this fits the standard as an American bully, then we have to dismiss the whole class and start all over again with something else. We have to get an understanding. It's not about who likes whose dogs better. That's for a fun show. I'm telling y'all that now. That's fun show shit. Fun show shit is when we used to put the dogs in the ring and we would have a sound meter and everybody would just scream at which dog they liked the most. That was not a confirmation show. I've seen absolute train wrecks win fun shows and it didn't matter. I've seen dogs like Little Row win a win a fun show, and Little Row was far from a show dog. If we're going to make this thing realistic and we're going to make this breed progressive and go forward, all of the physical characteristics and the temperament characteristics have to be judged. I want a confident dog. That's why I look at your dog's stride. Is that tail up? Is he moving like he owns the place? Is he alert? You know what I mean? Is he really here to show? Does he have that kind of temperament? Because, yes, we do judge temperament. Our judges are trained to judge temperament also. You could have a beautiful dog, but if he's slouching, if he looks to be shy, if he's growling at everybody, if he doesn't want to be there, that dog can't win. And we have to remember that dog shows are strictly for one reason. The dog shows are supposed to be to find the dogs that best represent the breed and technically should be the breeding stock going forward to make this breed better. And those temperament issues definitely could cause the dog to not be the type of dog that we want to promote. And, this year we're going to be a little bit of everywhere, and we're going to have more educational stuff. I have some friends of mine, Sean from True Tank. He'll be coming out and doing some talking. I'm gonna get old Oscar Gomez out here, man. I know he's down to educate on the breed, man. And a lot of different, John Easterly's always been around. Danny Navoa is going to be out more. We got some breeders and handlers from other breeds that are in our registry to come out and educate. But the one thing that we have to truly understand and we have to break this trend is that we are not a fun show community. Your opinion on, oh, that dog is badass, okay, but he doesn't fit the standard. And if you want to continue to breed dogs that don't fit the standard, and for whatever your reason may be, because they sell or just because you don't give two shits, then that's fine. But we need to be breeding dogs that fit this standard and that are going to push this breed forward to be able to compete at the highest level. Right now, I would say we're in a high school level. We need to get to college so we can finally start advancing towards the pros as far as what we're doing. And that's only going to come by very strict judging. And I'm going to tell y'all this, our judges, and some of our judges, right now we have a lot of American bully judges, but some of the judges who will be coming in are not American bully judges. And I'm telling you, it's going to be strict. And it's not anything but about dogs. Don't ever take it personal. But the judges will tell you what they saw on your dog that's wrong. And we are going to start doing the thing where we have actual charts. What's going on, Jaleel? We're gonna have the charts to show you exactly what we're looking for in your dog, front and side and back. So there will be no arguments. You should be able to step back, look at that chart, look at your dog, and you could either see the flaws or you could be like, damn, my dog is on point. But that's what we're going against. You're being judged against these charts that we're going to put up with these dogs. And if if you make it, you make it. If you don't, then we got to go back to the drawing board. But it's all about great conformation. It's all about great temperament. It's all about making a superior dog in every breed. And that's not going to be just the American bully. It's going to be every single breed. We've we've come a long way, but we still got a long ways to go. And I'm not going to compete with the other registries. Honestly, I've told y'all this, and now I'm back in a more stable place in a lot of different ways. And I've told y'all this before. I don't want to compete with the other registries at all because it's not a slap in the face to them, but from my perspective, the only reason why we started a registry is because we felt unsatisfactory in the way that our community was being handled by everybody. Now, some of the registries are stepping their game up and they're trying just like we're trying. But at the end of the day, it has to get better. If not, this breed will be extinct and it will be extinct fast. People want me to get into a lot of things, and I tell you, the history of this breed has always been what's popular, what's fun. I mean, and people be like, "Oh, why you get on them so tough?" Well, I'm just telling you the truth. From the inception of this breed, it's always been about what's popular, and our education level is so low now. Like most people, like everybody's pumping the XL thing, and I did another video about that, and me and a couple friends were talking about that. That go back to those days. Y'all don't understand that the height level was dropped because of the popularity of the pocket, which was a new dog when the Abkc came along. You know what I mean? It was just that simple. What is called an XL now was a standard dog. Cairo would have been an XL. Nemesis would have been an XL. A lot of the more popular dogs from back in the day would have been XL dogs today. But what we had to do is we had to change all of the heights and reconfigure everything to make to make the dogs, be able to fit the pocket in. Because to be honest, the shorter dogs back then were standards. And I've told y'all this before, Little Row would have been a standard. So with popularity, we changed everything. Right at that time, we changed everything to fit in the Hallies of the world, you know what I mean, the Pacos of the world. And the trend was to get shorter and shorter, and it became, you know what I mean, it became the XL standard was based off of Nemesis. And the funny part is, I had the first John Easterly actually gave me the first show win with Hallie's brother Poncho for an XL. And the XL, the XL. I tell you what, Steve Jackson, the XL has always been around. We've gotten confused. It's like a magic trick now because we don't believe, we use certain terms, but the American Bully was always a bigger dog. That's what came about from the American Bully. So you go back, like I said, you look at Blue Line, Eddie from Blue Line. All of his dogs are big ass dogs. Eddie had 120, 130-pound dogs, 15 years ago, and he still does. The Camelot dogs, all of the Camelot dogs were huge dogs. You know, and people talk about the what they call a double XL. Most of the dogs that they are calling double XLs now are similar in size to what the Camelot dogs were 15 to 20 years ago. The Camelot dogs, that magazine is not around anymore, but anybody who remembers the Dog Fancy and Dog World magazines, they used to advertise the Camelot dogs in there with 28-inch heads, 140 pounds, 150 pounds. You go out to Cali and you look at the weight pool things. Yeah, OG Jalisco. I always mess his name up, but just a big ass dog. That was a huge dog. You talk about El Jefe, you talk about King Lion. These dogs were huge. But what happened is the game changed and we brought all of the numbers down to let the pocket in. It's the same thing that happened when Ed Shepherd came around with Dax and he looked bulldoggish and Miyagi was bulldoggish and we start having all these bulldoggish dogs. All of a sudden what you had come out is you had an extreme class that was made to fit those dogs. you know. And now, what we see now is a different thing where we don't change the terms, but we change the standards, and the standards are now that you have you're allowed to have circular eyes. It was always almond shaped eyes. Ask John. It was always almond shaped eyes. Kink tail was a disqualification. One testicle was a disqualification. All white Merles, those was all DQs. Now things are being changed because Merle dogs are allowed. You got popular dogs that have heavier bulldog traits, and they can't have good tails, so we allow them in there. I mean, it's a game, and I'm not going off conspiracy theory. I'm going off of what I know, and we're not going to act blind to it. It's a thing about selling things. I mean, if you look at Dave Wilson, what he's pushing and what he's promoting, you know what I mean? That's what's winning now. That type of dog is what's winning now. Before, 3 years back, y'all can check my radio site. It was, well, those dogs are good because they take us around the world and they're making us popular, but they're not the traditional American bulldog. American bully. That's what Dave Wilson said. Then it turns around, and next thing you know, those type of dogs are winning shows regardless of conformation and winning nationals and being pushed and praised because of the money factor. That's all it is. I mean, y'all think about what I'm telling y'all, and I'm not gonna stay here forever because I got to get some food in my system. But if you think about what I'm telling you, think about this. Now they want you to believe this, and I'm not here to give y'all conspiracy theories. I'm just giving y'all a prime example of how the game is played. Now Rocco became popular, but Rocco never traveled much. You know, he would travel. He traveled for the Nationals in New Orleans, but Rocco mostly dominated the Midwest. Now out of nowhere, and y'all know how hard it is just to ship a dog to Europe. Out of nowhere, this dog they just wake up one morning and say, you know what, we really don't travel, but yeah, everybody know Whopper was a damn master. But all of a sudden, Rocco, oh, I'm gonna travel all the way across the world to Europe just to compete in the European Nationals. No dog from the States was even traveling to Europe to compete. So you're gonna spend thousands of dollars to go over here. Then, oh my God, all of a sudden, he's the Nationals winner. We've been telling y'all this shit for years. A lot of shows are set up. This is why a lot of judges left. This is why a lot of stuff is going on. It has nothing to do with a standard, and we're trying to break that mold. The shit that's obvious in our face, the registries are using these shows and using the registry's power as promotional tools, and not using them as to further the breed. How do you take a dog from the United States all the way to Europe? I'm sure that, oh yeah, they just decided they were going to travel all the way to Europe for a dog show out of nowhere. Y'all believe that shit if you want to. The dog wins, but the dog that you have that's winning has a kink tail, high rear, all these different issues that don't go along with your standard. It's to push something that was selling. You know, it's the same reason why Mr. Beans, kept winning, and Dave himself was saying that the dog wasn't a good conformation dog. This is, this trend has to stop. We have to give a fuck about what we produce and what's representing our breed. These dogs should be sharp. These dogs should be where if you stack that thing next to a Doberman, or if you stack it next to a Pharaoh Hound, or if you stack it next to a Clumber Spaniel, whatever you stacking it next to, it should be able to hold its own conformationally with no excuses. You know, ain't no excuse for having kink tails. There's no excuse for having high rears. There's no excuse for having bad bites. There's no excuse for even having bad temperament to where you're in there acting like you don't want to show. Go look at a Westminster show and you see dogs that are in there on top of their game, standing on point, basically saying, I am a god in this dog world and I'm going to beat the rest of them. And even the ones that lose are championship dogs, and they represent themselves at a high level. This is what we are trying to accomplish. The best of the best, you know, the best of the best. Absolutely. You know what I mean? I mean, to even say that Dax was a champion is ridiculous. I mean, people have seen Dax's video and they cringe. Good dog people, even novice dog people, see Dax's video and see how he moved in the rear and how screwed up he was, and they cringe. But you have people who slapped a championship title on this and thought it was cool. You could obviously see that this dog was in trouble. That didn't even go into the fact of his heart murmurs and all the other issues that this dog was having. That's a trifling ass shame. It's a trifling shame. You know, our breed has been pimped out from the beginning. We've always changed with the times. We've always changed to accommodate whatever money is coming in, and we've never stood strong on what the right thing was to do about our breed. That's what we are attempting to do, and we're going to do it. I'm not begging everybody to come along with us, because what we're trying to do is not for everybody. Some people are just slumdog ass breeders and they can't make it in our world. But to all of those who really want to make something strong and want to make something that's positive, hey, we got to do it. We got to do it. We are going to be the best. There's no doubt about this. We got to be the best. I promise you that. And I tell y'all, if y'all tune in later, it's probably come up as a video, but I did a video talking about the origins of how I get a lot of questions basically, and I had a lot of questions about how did we come about to start the Abkc, who played what role, and in the Elite Edge, and basically how did we get from being a bunch of pretty much backyard breeders to the dogs being shipped all around the world, you know. And we're gonna make it happen, man. We're gonna make it happen. Yeah, Ray, I'm gonna be out in Houston a lot, man. Uh, Houston is about to be one of our homes. We're gonna have a ton of shows in Houston. We're gonna have a ton of shows in Texas, period. Florida, you know. That's why I'm looking tired in the face, man, talking to people all night. It's a process, but I'm happy with the process. I'm feeling good about it. I promise y'all gonna like it, and it is gonna be a ton of education, a lot of veterinarians, a lot of OG judges, senior judges, you know, handlers and different things that can help us out. You know, some people turn up their nose at asking, you know, AKC type people for help, but I don't turn up my nose. If you want something done right, you go to the people who've been doing it right, you know, and it's time to make it happen. Absolutely, Brian. Absolutely. We're getting it together. But I tell y'all what, man, until next time, y'all check me out, man. Share the page, like the page. We're going to try to get it going. But the next video y'all see is going to be a good one because I talk about the effect of Mike from Devil's Den, the effect of Cruz, Crescencio. I'll probably mess up his name. But people who, in my opinion, don't get enough credit for what's going on, you know. Ain't nobody trying to put Tyler can't even judge his own damn dog. I'm just being real. Ty, hey man, Ty need to tighten up, man. Some of the shit I done seen him pull. But hey, well, go Cowboys. My team is out, so I hope all y'all teams do good this weekend. But check out the next video. It's a sort of long one, but it's a lot of good education in that video that you know, you'll learn a little bit about history. I hate to always go down memory lane, but we got to do better, man. Stop. Hey, the Raptors got a good team this year, Brian. I ain't gonna. You right. But hey, God bless y'all, man, and I give y'all an update on what's still left over from the breedings. At least one of them been sold out, and you know, that shit's moving, man. So y'all get with me if y'all trying to get some of this great blood. And I even have a video where I was talking a little shit. So check that out. Killer Noise Kennels is Killer Noise Kennels is one of the originals. Before I get out of here, I seen you put that up several times. Dayton is a hell of a guy. The whole crew is a hell of a guy, man. They've been making quality dogs for damn near about 2 decades almost. You know, they've been at it for a long time. So I ain't got nothing but good things to say about Killer Noise. I ain't got nothing but good things to say. Danny, I told you to shoot me your number, man. I had got new phones. I ain't got your number. You supposed to shoot me your number last time. I got the same line though. But yeah, Killer Noise Kennels, much props. Definitely a staple in the Midwest and real good guys, man. Much respect to them guys. But I'll catch y'all on the next video. God bless y'all. Keep it bully. Keep it clean. Peace.